afternoon. As the recipient of the College Medallion, I have the honor of speaking to you today. I would first like to thank the faculty and staff for joining us, especially Dean Dorland and our Associate Dean, Dr. Chin. I would also like to thank all of our friends and family members for traveling to Glassboro to witness this special moment in our lives. Finally, I'd like to welcome and congratulate the 10th graduating class of the Rowan College of Engineering. Many of us participated in a very similar ceremony a few short years ago when we graduated from high school. We sat in a group surrounded by our peers and family and friends. We listened to many speeches similar to the ones we heard today, telling us all about the bright future ahead of us. They talked about all of the great opportunities we had and the decisions we would be making, but we all made the same decision. We chose to come to Rowan University to study engineering. When we came to Rowan as freshmen, engineering was still a very abstract idea. If we were honest with ourselves, many of us probably could not even say exactly what engineering was or describe the typical responsibilities of an engineer. Nevertheless, we started taking classes, and before we knew it, it started to feel like we spent almost all of our time in the engineering building. Obviously, that's not true. Even engineering students have to eat and sleep sometime. The point is, we worked hard. Each one of us struggled in some way to get here, which is why we'll always remember the time we spent here in Rowan Hall. Jane Austen wrote, "One does not love a place the less for having suffered in it." She was right. We can complain about the homework, the long hours, and how easy some other majors seem to be, but even when we were putting in those impossibly long days, we still managed to laugh, have fun, and bond with all of the other people going through the exact same thing. And that is why, in spite of all those little hardships, the things we will remember the most about our time at Rowan are the friends we made along the way, and all of the people who have gotten us here today. When we leave today, we will officially be engineers. Each of us will receive a diploma declaring that we have successfully completed the necessary courses to give us that title. But the diploma is not what will actually make us engineers. The diploma is only a piece of paper. It is a symbol of the education we have received here at Rowan, and no one can deny that we have truly received an education. Have you ever taken a moment to think about all of the things you know now that you didn't know when you started your undergraduate career? The amount of knowledge they managed to cram into our brains is astounding, and we have so many people to thank for that. The faculty always pushed us to learn what we would need to know to be successful engineers, but they also taught us how to make the moral and ethical decisions to make us responsible engineers. Our classmates were always there to help us along the way, to study and make sure we could all be here today. Together, they all made our time at Rowan a positive experience. So now that we are leaving, remember all of the Rowan community fondly. When people ask you where you earned your degree, be proud when you tell them you are a Rowan alumnus, because the education you have received here will make you stand out from your peers who graduated from other schools. I've had the opportunity to participate in 2 summer research programs where I worked with students from many other universities. Students from prestigious institutions such as Princeton, MIT, Arizona State, and Notre Dame. I can testify that I felt I was better prepared for the research and the presentations we had to give than many of those other students. I know it was all because of the high standards I had always been held to here at Rowan University. Before we leave today and go our separate ways, take a look around you. Whether you realize it or not, every single person here has had a positive effect on at least one other person sitting here. That could be a faculty member who became a mentor to someone, a student who became a friend and leader, or a family member who motivated a student to continue to pursue its studies. Let all of those people be an inspiration to you, because now that we are graduating as engineers, we will be able to influence even more people. Engineering is a well-respected profession, and it is a field we have chosen to become a part of. That means that after we graduate today, people will be looking to us to help solve the world's problems. Those will not be easy tasks. The challenges facing engineers have never been easy. In 1962, President John F. Kennedy said of our nation's space program, "We choose to go to the moon. We choose to go to the moon in this decade and do the other things not because they are easy, but because they are hard. Because that goal will serve to organize and measure the best of our energies and skills. Because that challenge is one that we are willing to accept, one we are unwilling to postpone, and one which we intend to win." Knowing how difficult a voyage to the moon would be, President Kennedy trusted our nation's engineers to figure out how to make the trip not only a successful one, but a safe one. Being engineers means we now have the skills and the analytical thought processes to adjust the problems and difficulties facing our country and our world today. We will be called upon to solve the world's energy crisis, to find practical ways to halt global warming, to retool our country's industrial base, and to make scientific discoveries available to people's everyday lives. Do not think of these issues only as problems to be faced, but as opportunities to do great things. Opportunities for us to give our friends and family members even more reasons to be proud of us. To conclude, I would like to say congratulations to the class of 2010, wish you the best of luck in your future endeavors, and leave you with one more quote from Jane Austen, and that is, "Every generation has its improvements. The question is, what does our generation have to offer? What improvements will we make? And how will you personally contribute to our generation's legacy?" Thank you.